When you scroll through a sea of glossy grill photos, it's easy to imagine that every 38-inch unit will fit perfectly in your backyard, heat up fast, and stay put on any surface. The frustration hits when you finally hook up the cart, fire the burners, and realize the grill is either too bulky to maneuver, the heat zones don't line up with what you expected, or the gas connection is a headache. I've been there, and I'm here to make sure you don't waste time and money on a grill that looks great online but falls short when you actually use it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the setup experience because that's the moment most owners either feel relieved or start doubting their purchase. The Summerset TRL series arrives on a sturdy metal cart with wheels that lock, which is a nice touch if you need to move the grill for cleaning or store it during the off-season. The natural gas hose connects to a standard inch regulator, and the instructions walk you through tightening the fittings with a basic wrench. In my own test, the connection process took about 15 minutes, and there were no leaks when I ran a simple soap water test. That's a big win for anyone who's not a seasoned plumber. However, the cart's wheels are solid rubber without a swivel mechanism, so once you lock them, the grill is essentially stationary. If you plan to reposition it frequently, say, from patio to patio, you'll find the movement a bit clunky. Now, who actually benefits from this particular grill? If you have a modest backyard or a deck where permanent installation isn't an option, the cart design gives you the flexibility to keep the grill out of the way when you're not using it. Families that do weekend barbecues for 4 to 6 people will appreciate the 38-inch cooking surface. It comfortably handles 2 rows of burgers, a slab of ribs, and a couple of veggie trays all at once. The natural gas hookup is also a strong point for those who already have a gas line in their outdoor space. It eliminates the need for heavy propane tanks and the recurring cost of refills. On the flip side, if you're living in an apartment with a shared patio, the size and the requirement for a permanent gas line could be a deal breaker. Renters without the ability to run a gas line, or anyone who wants a lightweight, portable grill for camping, should look elsewhere. When it comes to daily usability, the real test is how the grill handles the typical cooking tasks you throw at it. I spent a Saturday grilling a mixed menu, chicken breasts, a batch of hot dogs, and a pepper-filled corn cob. The heat spread was fairly even across the main grate, meaning I didn't have to constantly shuffle the food to avoid hot spots. The burners responded quickly when I turned the knobs. You get a noticeable temperature rise within a minute, which is handy when you're trying to sear a steak after a long lunch. One practical strength is the side shelf that folds down for prep work. It's sturdy enough to hold a cutting board and a few utensils, so you don't need to set up a separate table. That said, the shelf isn't height adjustable, so if you're taller, you might find yourself bending more than you'd like. A hidden trade-off that shows up after a few weeks of use is the grease management system. The Summerset includes a drip tray underneath the burners, which catches most of the runoff, but the tray is shallow. After grilling a thick pork chop, the tray filled up quickly, and I had to empty it more often than I'd prefer. In comparison, some higher-priced grills have deeper pans or removable trays that you can pull out without taking the grill apart. If you're planning to do a lot of fatty cuts or long smoking sessions, be ready to clean the drip tray every half hour or so. It's not a deal breaker, just an extra maintenance step. Another practical nuance is the cart storage space. Behind the grill, there's a small cabinet that fits a few tools, a spatula, tongs, and a bottle of barbecue sauce fit comfortably. However, the cabinet door swings inward, so you need to be mindful of the grill's proximity to walls or railings, otherwise the door can hit the side and make opening a bit awkward. If your outdoor area is tight, you might need to leave a few extra inches of clearance. On the other hand, if you have a decent amount of space, the cabinet is a nice way to keep essentials out of sight and protected from the elements. Looking at the broader picture, the value proposition of the Summerset TRL series comes from its balance of size, cart mobility, and the natural gas convenience. It's not the most feature-laden grill on the market, but it delivers a solid grilling experience without a steep price tag. The average rating of 4.3 out of 5 stars from over 300 reviewers suggests that most